Come away from the noise for a while and let your breathing slow down. You do not have to fix anything in this moment. You do not have to rehearse explanations, defend your choices, or tidy up the pieces of your life before you come near. I am here, and I am speaking to you in a voice that does not demand, but gently invites. I see the ashes you carry. I see the things that burn down slowly over time, and the things that vanished in a sudden blaze you never expected. I see what you lost, what you buried, what you walk around as if it no longer matters, even though it still aches in the quiet hours. I am not blind to the ruins. I am standing in the middle of them with you, and I am whispering a truth that rises higher than the smoke. I am making beauty from ashes. You remember how certain chapters used to glow with hope, how you once believed that particular dream or relationship or season would last. You gave your heart, your energy, your trust, and then watched as the fire of disappointment, betrayal, or change reduced it to something unrecognizable. It felt like standing on the edge of a life that no longer belonged to you, looking at a future that had collapsed. In those moments, you quietly wondered if there was any point in hoping again, in building again, in loving again. The ashes looked final. They looked like proof that nothing good could be trusted to remain. Yet here I am, bending low to the ground of your life, touching what others have written off, and declaring that this is not the end. The same God who watched the fire is the God who now works in the aftermath. You may be tempted to think that beauty made from ashes means I will simply restore everything to how it was before the breaking. But what I am doing is deeper, richer, and more intricate than simply rewinding your story. I am not trying to pretend the fire never happened. I am not asking you to deny the grief, the shock, or the sense of injustice. Instead, I am entering those very memories, those very losses, and I am weaving my presence into them in a way that transforms their meaning. The ashes do not disappear, but they no longer define you as a monument to destruction. They become the soil where something new and unexpected can grow, something that carries wisdom, tenderness, and strength that you did not have before. I see the places where you blame yourself for what went up in flames. You replay conversations, choices, and crossroads, looking for the exact moment where you could have done better, should have known more, might have avoided the pain. You carry a quiet accusation against yourself, even when you smile and say it is just life. The truth is, some things burned because of your decisions, and some things burned because of others' choices, and some things burned because you live in a world where brokenness intersects every story. I know all the reasons. I see every angle. At the cross, I opened a path where guilt does not have the final word. I am not standing in your ruins as a harsh critic. I am here as a redeemer, ready to take even the parts you regret most and fold them into a story of mercy. You have looked at other people's lives and thought their landscapes were greener, intact, untouched by the kind of devastation you have known. You have wondered why your path seems to be marked by so much loss, why so much of your story looks like smoke and rubble compared to theirs. But you cannot see their inner ashes any more than they can see yours. Every heart has known some measure of burning. What sets you apart is not the absence of fire, but the presence of the one who steps into your ruins. I am not ashamed of the charred places in your soul. I do not turn away from your mess. I kneel down in the dust beside you. I breathe on the embers of hope, and I begin to trace outlines of beauty you cannot yet imagine. There are parts of you that feel numb because the flames were too intense. You shut down certain dreams because it hurt too much to keep them alive. You hardened portions of your heart, not out of malice, but as an instinct to survive. You said to yourself, never again, not like that, not with that level of vulnerability, not with that measure of trust. You thought that protecting yourself meant you would never have to feel the sting of loss so sharply again. But the same walls that kept out potential pain also kept out new joy. I understand why you built those walls. I do not condemn you for them. Yet I am here now, gently touching those hardened places, not to shame you, but to soften what has been petrified by grief. I am making beauty from ashes by restoring your capacity to feel, to dream, and to love. You see the ashes as what is left after something good has been destroyed. I see ashes as raw material. From the beginning, I have always formed beauty out of what looks worthless. From dust, I created humanity. From barren places, I brought forth rivers. From a grave, I brought forth resurrection. Your story is not an exception to this pattern. The very areas where you say, "Nothing can come from this," are the very places where I am quietly preparing a surprise. You may not see it yet, because seeds do their first work in hidden soil. But trust me, I am not finished. The ground of your life is not dead. Underneath what looks like gray and empty remains, there is movement, preparation, and quiet life that my hand is cultivating. I am making beauty from the ashes of your identity. There were things spoken over you in the heat of other people's pain, words that scorched your sense of self. You were called names, judged harshly, reduced to your mistakes or your weakest moments. Those words fell like sparks and caught fire in your mind, burning up your confidence, your sense of worth, your belief that you could carry purpose. You began to think of yourself as smaller, weaker, incapable, disqualified. But I am speaking a different word over you. Before any fire touched your life, I knew you and called you by name. My definition of you does not shift with human opinions. I am rebuilding your identity on a foundation that flames cannot consume. My love, my choice, my design. I am making beauty from the ashes of your relationships. Some connections ended in ways that felt cruel, abrupt, or deeply confusing. You watched bonds you thought were secure unravel under pressure, misunderstanding, or change. You wondered if you were simply too much or not enough, if you were somehow fundamentally unlovable. But I am the one who sees every heart involved. I know why people could not stay, why they could not love you in the ways you needed, why certain paths had to diverge. I am not finished with your story and community. I am preparing connections that are healthier, safer, and truer than what you have known before. I am also healing the ashes of disappointment so that you do not carry old smoke into new rooms. I am making beauty from the ashes of dreams that did not unfold as you expected. There were plans that seemed aligned, opportunities that felt like answers, beginnings that looked promising. When they fell apart, something inside you fell with them. You told yourself you were foolish for hoping. You buried the desire to try again. But I know how to separate the dream from the particular form it once took. Sometimes I allow a structure to burn so that what remains is the pure desire beneath it, ready to be reshaped in my way. The calling I placed in your spirit is not gone just because one version of it ended. I am refining it, clarifying it, and preparing a form that better fits who you are and where I am leading you now. Right here, in this quiet moment. If you feel my whisper touching the ashes you have tried to hide, let your heart respond in a small, sincere way. And if these words are helping you breathe in the middle of your own ruins, I invite you to gently support this space where my voice is honored. You can like this message, share in a comment what I am awakening in you, send it to someone whose life feels burned to the ground, and subscribe so that you can keep returning to these simple moments of stillness. Not for noise or performance, but so that the sound of my comfort can keep reaching hearts that feel alone in their ashes. I am making beauty from the ashes of your failures. You remember the decisions you wish you had never made, the promises you broke, the responsibilities you mishandled. You see them as stains that cannot be washed away, as proof that you were not strong enough, wise enough, or faithful enough. Shame stands beside those memories and argues that you should never expect anything significant again, that you surrendered your right to hope. But my mercy speaks louder than shame. I do not deny what happened. I do not pretend it was harmless. But at the cross, I absorbed the cost of every failure, and I opened the door for restoration. In my hands, even your lowest moments can become the places where others find hope, because they will see what I have done in you and know that redemption is real. I am making beauty from the ashes of seasons you thought were wasted. You think of years spent in the wrong job, the wrong environment, the wrong mindset, and you wish you could reclaim them. You feel behind, as if everyone else is farther along while you are starting over. But I am not bound by clocks and calendars. I know how to compress growth into a single surrendered season, how to draw wisdom from experiences that seemed pointless at the time, how to align opportunities you never saw coming. Nothing is wasted when given to me. The time you call lost becomes the ground where I build depth, resilience, and compassion in you. One day you will look back and see that what felt like delay was also preparation. I am making beauty from the ashes of your self-talk. For so long you have spoken over yourself in a language of defeat.